Hey everyone, welcome back to Challenge Athletes Live. My name is Bob Babbitt, co-founder of Challenge Athletes Foundation. Our guest today, Logan and Kenzi Passe. How are you two doing?
We're doing good.
Yes, we're doing great. Thank you. How you doing?
How is life in Brooklyn? You guys are going to have a good basketball team this year.
Oh, yes. Yeah, very looking forward to it.
So when Kenzi, when Logan was born, was it a surprise that that his legs were compromised, or did you know ahead of time?
No, it was a big surprise. The minute he was born, when the doctors, sent me over, they said just take a look, and I was very shocked and to see, but at first when I did see it, I was like, oh, okay, I think it was just like a club foot or so, something that can be adjusted and fixed. And later down, like a day or two, it was something a little bit more.
You're missing tibias in both legs.
Yes.
That's a little bit more.
Yes, there's a little bit more, exactly.
So at 22 months, both legs are amputated. So obviously, Logan remembers none of this stuff. And 6 months after surgery, you took your first steps with a walker. And for you, Kenzi, just as a dad, how hard was it to deal with the fact that your son was missing both legs?
It was very, very hard, very difficult. Nothing that I have, my family or anybody ever experienced. We just continue to pray and just as far as making sure that that we're being I'm being positive and we're pushing positive for him and looking forward to seeing what will be a better future for him. And we decided to amputate his leg so that he can have a better future with that situation.
It must have been so hard because what ended up with 7 surgeries on the left leg, and just did it seem like for you, Logan, you spent a lot of time in the hospital as a little boy growing up?
Well, not that much really, but when the surgeries come, it feels like it takes forever for it to heal.
Yeah, and it's at that point.
Hours turn into days and days.
When did you find sport? What was your first sport?
I guess.
Huh? What was your first sport, Logan?
What was my first sport?
Yeah.
Oh, my first sport was wheelchair racing.
And you loved that right from the start?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. Because I use a wheelchair sometimes in my everyday life. Sometimes I would just like going fast with it, and when there's a sport that actually lets you do that without causing any damage, then yeah, I was all in for it.
So Kenzi, when Logan finds wheelchair racing, what were you thinking?
I was thinking the excitement and enjoyment for him to being an athlete, and just experiencing, other children that's there and just having fun. And when I seen him in that chair for the first time, he was glued to it and just going as fast as he can with it, and he was going great. And I just smiles all the way through. It was just with joy, just to see his joy going through.
And so then you're going to some of the New York Roadrunner workouts. And I know Rudy Garcia-Tolson's a coach over there, and Roderick Sewell stops in every once in a while. What did it mean to you guys to have athletes like Rudy and Roderick become part of your life so you could see where this could lead, what sport could lead for Logan?
It's great. Logan just seems to have great role models there, and I'm just so happy that they were actually there so you could see that he's more confident and into him as far as not wearing pants. He's wearing shorts just like the guys are doing, and you're just seeing how their confidence are there. So that built him with confidence as well too, and knowing that there's a future not just sitting in a wheelchair and just but you can do more things in life. And with Rudy showing him the way, and Tarsia with definitely showing him how best things are going. So it's really great. It's really great.
So Logan, besides wheelchair racing, have you done some other sports as well?
I've been doing wheelchair basketball too.
What do you think? You like it?
I do like it. Even
Very
though
cool.
the minor getting hit by the ball part, but other than that, I love it.
Other than the ball that's going 1,000 miles an hour hitting me in the face, besides that, everything else is good.
Yeah, because I usually like shooting near the hoop because that's the easiest I can do. But then when we practice it, everyone else is shooting near the hoop, and all the balls are also going there.
Love that.
Makes it
So when you connected with Challenge Athletes Foundation, when was that, and how important was that to you guys as a family?
uh,
Yeah, we connected. That was about 3 years ago, and when we first had his grant as a hand cycle bike, and he enjoyed it, loved it the minute we got it, and he was going everywhere we could. He was riding with his bike, and he was enjoying it. And once that set up for us, and he went into other activities as far as us. A year ago, we went to do a swim meet, and then that swim event, he loved surfing, and the surfing was definitely great for him as well too. He jumped into the surfing, and that just boosted his confidence, not just outside, but also in school as well too. And he was more open, he was outspoken, and it just all great all around child that he is, and make him now into an athlete as well too.
What I love is I think a lot of times people underestimate the power of sport, and sport just makes us better, right? Makes us better at everything we do. So Logan, being in the ocean, how many? There's not many kids in Brooklyn who are in the ocean surfing.
yes.
So how fun was that for you being out in the ocean surfing?
Well, first I was a little scared, but after well, probably because number one, giant waves I'm like literally on top of, and also the water gets cold as soon as you get in. But once the water warmed and I got used to the bumps or waves, I actually started to like it.
And Kenzi, for you, if someone had said a couple years ago, yeah, you know what, Logan's going to be out in Southern California and he's going to be surfing, what would you have thought?
I would be amazed. I would think that no way could it be possible. But it was, and it was great. It was great for us to go out there and meet a lot of families and people that, with the same situation with us, and showing that how well it is, and they can do it too, and they can do it great, and probably even better. So it's really awesome to even see that. And just for him out there, I was like very nervous to see it, but he was out there with smiles and going great, and he loved it. He loved every minute of it.
To me, that what's so great about that week is just the whole community, right? Where all these families get together to share stories, and the prosthetists get together and talk about different solutions for different issues. As a family, being out here for San Diego Triathlon Challenge, was that important for you guys?
Very important. Yes, very important. We learned a lot as a family, and we grow together and learning towards new ways of working things out that we had some situations with earlier before, and having ideas with other family that was there, and other athletes that gave us tips and ways of certain things that we were going through that we were able to kind of accomplish, and giving him that motivation that he can continue moving forward into anything that he wants to do in the world. The sky's the limit for Logan.
What I love, Logan, is you could be a wheelchair basketball guy. They have scholarships for that. You can be a wheelchair racer, right? We just saw Daniel Romanchuk do a 1:13 marathon in his racing chair. And you can be an adaptive surfer, and that's going to be a Paralympic sport in 2024 or 2028. There's
Wait,
so many options for you. What are you thinking for your future?
for my future, I don't really know right now. I don't really know right now since I have tons of different options, and once I try them out, it sometimes that I start loving them, and then I can't choose on what I'm supposed to do.
Is that the best, Kenzi, when you hear your son say, because I'm sure a lot of people were like, oh, when Logan was born, they're going, oh, who knows if he'll ever play sport? Now he's like, I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's going to be adaptive surfing, maybe wheelchair basketball, maybe wheelchair racing. look at all these options.
It's great. It is great options for him, and he loves, like, the tough decision for him is that he loves everything that he does that within those sports. And with the wheelchair basketball, me being a big fan of basketball, I kind of push him a little bit towards that end there, and he picks it up so quickly, so well, and it just is more of it. As he gets older and stronger, he can strive to do whichever one that he chooses, either going into the water and then from there from the wheels, and then or it just a basketball in his hand as well too, which is great. I'm very happy with that too.
So Logan, during all this COVID time where you can't see your buddies and you can't play wheelchair basketball or do the other sports, like how hard has that been for you?
Well, yeah, it's been kind of hard that I haven't been seeing the people I've been seeing for, like, I don't know, maybe a long time, and I like seeing them, and, like, yeah, like they're like my friends when I see them. It's like, oh, we all get together, we do the sport all of us like, and yeah, and then sometimes we would hang out if we have the time.
Well, what we like is having both you guys part of our Challenged Athletes Foundation family. We love what you bring to the table, Logan. It's always fun to see where this journey goes, because we started working with Rudy, whose picture is right behind me here,
Yes.
when he was 7. And now he's 32. He's a 4-time Paralympian and going for his 5th Paralympics. And you can follow in those footsteps and do anything in the world that you want. I love seeing that. Thank you both for taking time to come on Challenged Athletes Live, and thank you for everything you do to help make CAF great.
Bob, thank you for having us. Thank you.
A pleasure. Logan, you are the best. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're welcome.
That's the Logan and Kenzi Passe Challenged Athletes Live. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.